And shifting focus to the growing tensions in the South China Sea, in the latest showdown between China and the Philippines, the Philippine Coast Guard said its patrol plane was intercepted by a Chinese fighter jet over the disputed waters. In a dramatic confrontation, the Filipino patrolling plane came within a radius of 500 feet of China's J-15 fighter jet, and at one point it flew directly overhead the Chinese jet. Manila accused China of conducting dangerous maneuvers.
They were also conducting an MDA flight. They experienced having been being intercepted by a Chinese fighter jet, J-15 fighter jet. Approximately, it came close as near as 500 feet. And for 20 minutes, it conducted dangerous maneuver.
The Filipino surveillance flight was carrying journalists, and it was allegedly tailed for about 20 minutes. It was monitoring the U.S. warships deployed in the South China Sea. According to the Filipino Coast Guard, it is the first time this year that its patrol flight saw this type of mid-air confrontation. However, there was no untoward incident reported. The incident followed deployment of 2 American warships near a disputed shoal. The U.S. said it had deployed guided missile destroyer, the USS Higgins, and the littoral combat ship, the USS Cincinnati. The American authorities said that these warships were shadowed by a Chinese Navy vessel. The American vessels and the Filipino plane were near the Scarborough Shoal, a disputed area claimed by both China and the Philippines. The rich fishing atoll off the northwestern Philippines often witnesses tense encounters between the two sides. The U.S. operation aimed at upholding freedom of navigation and countered China's restrictions in the disputed waters, which includes demand for entry notifications. The U.S. operations often anger China and lead to close run-ins with its warships and aircraft. The details of the American and Filipino operation came a day after China claimed that it confronted an American warship and drove it away with a warning. Now, earlier this week, Chinese Navy and Coast Guard ships collided in the disputed waters. The collision occurred as the Chinese vessel was chasing a Filipino boat. The Philippine Coast Guard also released the video of the incident. It showed the Chinese Coast Guard ship blasting its powerful water cannon. The American ambassador to Manila, Mary Kay Carlson, has condemned the alleged reckless action by China. Now, the Philippines is a former U.S. colony and Washington's oldest treaty ally in Asia. The U.S. has repeatedly asserted that it is obligated to defend the Philippines if its forces come under an armed attack. Now, the growing tensions between the Philippines and China have put 2 global superpowers in direct conflict. This has raised concerns over increasing confrontations in the South China Sea, which is one of the key global trade transit routes.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakarjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.